hard work and dedication. And for our championship teams, we're thrilled to present pink championship ball caps, a bold symbol of everything that they've earned. Athletes will also receive a signature ball, perfect for collecting autographs from coaches and teammates and creating a keepsake that they'll treasure for years. Each of these items is more than just swag. They're reminders of what's possible when you work hard and follow your dreams.
Brent, thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau for helping make this championship experience so special for our athletes. Now let's get back to the action.
Good afternoon and welcome to Hy-Vee Field at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, home of the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside John Schaefer, I'm Nick Brinks, and in just a moment we'll bring you a punch your ticket to the championship game matchup between Regina Catholic and Grandview Christian. We'll bring you all the action on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Earlier today, Regina and Grandview Christian faced off. Regina had the chance to punch their ticket with a win. They were 2-0. If they went 3-0, they're on to tomorrow. And they had a 4-1 lead at one point. They had an 8-6 lead at another. But Grandview Christian got some well-timed home runs to take a lead early, lost it again later. A 2-home-run sixth inning put them on top for good. They won that one 11-8. And now we get to do it all over again, and there are no more mulligans. Both teams have a loss. Next winner gets to face Wapsie Valley tomorrow at 5 in the state championship game.
Yeah, no pressure at all to speak of in this one, right? Both teams enter. It's do or die at this point. It's what I love about the redistribution into the double elimination bracket that they've moved to at the Girls Union this year with the state softball tournament. One loss doesn't end your chances at a title run, and certainly both these teams fitting of title contenders, and I think this is why you love this do-or-die matchup, because both these teams could certainly win one tomorrow.
So both teams come into this one with a chance at a championship tomorrow. Regina and Grandview Christian, as we take a peek at our Sioux Cup stats and how things have compared. These are the stats through regional finals, but you take a look, and Grandview Christian, they just seem to have a little bit of an edge, but it's close. Runs scored, roughly both in the 8 ballpark. Runs against, right in that 3 ballpark. And here you go. Grandview Christian's had some high-scoring games that has pushed their average up just a little bit from where they were on here. But how do you think things shake out looking at this?
Look, they've seen each other now. They know what each team's going to bring into this game. I think you expect another high-scoring game. I think we throw pitchers' duels out in a game like this where we saw so many runs earlier today. And again, also got to worry about a little bit of arm fatigue, too, for pitchers, just because of how many games these two squads have to play in order to be in this spot. So we'll see. It's a battle of attrition at this point, battle of depth. Maybe that favors Regina a little bit just with how many more they have to dip into. But, again, you look at this Grandview Christian team and not the most senior-heavy team, and so you sit there and say this is a great experience for them. On the other side with Iowa City Regina, it's a team that has always been familiar with this, a young team as well. Up and down their lineup, just 2 seniors in their starting group, and so 2 teams getting valuable experience, but they don't want to waste it here. They want to win a title and then take that into next year as well.
So there you go. Those are your Sioux Cup stats, and just notice that. Not sure if that was 100% what I was thinking, because I think Regina comes in. They don't have all that many home runs according to Bound. I see them with about 5, so I'm wondering if maybe we had some
technical glitch there, yeah.
Other stats up there. But I do know that Grandview Christian has hit a lot of home runs here in their few games. They're up to about 33 now. They came in with 26, and it took 3 to beat Regina to force this game here. And the way that game shook out, it was back and forth. You saw a pitching duel for a little while early. You saw the bats take over late. Yeah, this late into the tournament, too, you have to figure your pitchers are tired, your catchers are tired. We might see some more high-scoring games, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one matches that.
Yeah, you mentioned the long ball for Grandview Christian. 9 home runs this season for Harper Rosado. Leads the team in that category, but then you also get 6 with Sophie Bird. So, again, finding the bats are 2 freshmen in this lineup, and, you know, that's always something where as a coach I'm sure you sit there and smile as Krista DeMolinaire would probably say with their squad, young but experienced. I'm going to put this on you, though, too. Yes, they're probably tired, but thank goodness we're not seeing the heat we saw Monday night where it was 95 with heat indices up at around 110. Otherwise, I think our catchers would have something to say about that and the dehydration they'd be fighting.
It's supposed to get hot again next week, too. So we found a great part of the week here to host this tournament in Fort Dodge. And you mentioned Rosado and Bird with their home runs. They have both hit home runs today. Bird hit one against Regina earlier today, as did Rosado. They had also hit one earlier in the tournament, so their totals have continued to rise as they got here to Hy-Vee Field. And now it's an elimination game. We can officially call this one, I think, a semifinal. They've already played one semifinal series game, and now we get to do it all over again, and Wapsie Valley gets to watch with smiles knowing that, hey, we are headed to the state championship game. Now we can do a little scouting, and who will we face tomorrow at 5?
It makes such a difference when you don't have to play that third elimination game or that third game to decide who has 2 losses, and you do get a chance to breathe. The girls can get back to the dorm and get some sleep, some well-earned rest at a timely manner. You don't have a 7 o'clock tilt where you're having to battle well into the evening. And so I think Wapsie Valley give them the edge. But, again, it's anyone's bracket. We go back to just a one-game take-all tomorrow with the championship game at 5 o'clock over on Channel Seeds Field. But, again, Wapsie Valley came into this tournament, the 3-seed, 2-seed Durant got knocked out early. Grandview Christian came in the 1-seed, lost to Cardinal, had to claw their way back into this. And, again, it is what I love about the double elimination standpoint, too. It's not you lose that first-round game, and suddenly it's just like, okay, well, it was a fun trip up to Fort Dodge.
So here you go. Grandview Christian, if they're going to get to a state championship, they're going to play 4 games. They've played 4 already. This will be their 5th, actually, between today and Monday. If Iowa City Regina is able to get to a championship game, it'll have taken 4 games. Wapsie Valley, it only took 3. So
the benefit
3,
of winning that first game,
exactly.
Right?
3, 4, or 5 wins or games can get you to the state title game, and we've already seen one ticket punched here in Class 2A. We're about to do it again. If we want to take a peek at our starting lineups, we can do that here as your Iowa City Regina Catholic Regals are 23-11 on the year after this week's action. Grandview Christian 30-4. Head coaches Angela Kessler for the Regals, Krista DeMolinaire for the Thunder. For Regina, they'll be led off by their pitcher, Lily Nybauer, a junior. Keegan Kleppe, the junior shortstop, bats second. Lexi Gaffey, an 8th grader, at second base. Brooklyn Armentrout, an 8th grader, a young lineup, the third baseman for Regina. And then Harper Irwin, the senior left fielder, is in the 5 slot. Oni Davison, the junior center fielder, in the 6th. Jordy Klein, freshman DP, she'll bat 7th. Chloe Rogers, senior catcher, in the 8th. Maggie White, sophomore right fielder, batting 9th. And Lily Noller, the sophomore first baseman, not batting but playing as first baseman today. And then on the other side, defensively for Grandview Christian, Chloe Cox will get the start in the circle, a sophomore. Maya Murphy, the senior catcher. You got some freshmen on the infield. Harper Rosado at first, Leighton Beamer at second, Sophie Bird at third. Shortstop is a senior, Livy Vandersluis. And in the outfield, sophomore Macy Brooker. Morgan Pelham, a senior. And Jada Rogers, a freshman. Partly cloudy and 75, 40 degrees cooler than we were 48 hours ago. And I don't know of anybody in Fort Dodge complaining about that. And if they are, I think they should be sent out of town.
It's almost like the union had a say in the weather's impact this year. And, you know, I think with the addition of all these games, 25 games played across 5 diamonds yesterday. Today, the potential for 25, I think, will be right around somewhere in the 20 mark, maybe 18 to 20 with all the third games that we see in these semifinal matchups. But a lot of great action. I know the 1A bracket has gone pretty much as planned. I don't think they have any secondary games or double elimination semifinal stats to go through. But this one here in 2A, again, we said it in the lead-up. These 2 teams are just fun to watch. They're going to hit around on us. We're going to see a lot of action today, and it's going to start in the circle, obviously, with Grandview Christian out in the field. Chloe Cox tonight, she's been electric, 23 appearances, 101 strikeouts.
And her first pitch on its way at 4:54. We're just underway here with our final 2A game in the Monday to Wednesday portion of the schedule. Just the championship game left. If you win this one, you are on your way to a title game. This is Lily Neibauer.
Staying patient at the plate so far. I like that Cox comes right back in, gets her first strike of this game, and works the count to 1-1.
Neibauer, the junior, batting over 450 this season. And the first pitch from Chloe Cox misses outside. Grandview Christian's been able to divvy up their pitching this week. We've seen some teams take the Logan Magnolia approach. It's all Campbell Chase all the time. Just not a very deep team pitching. She's pitched all but 15 innings this year. Then you look at somebody like Grandview Christian. They've been able to split it up a little bit, and this is a hit ball out toward left field. It'll be a foul, but it's been Chloe Cox, Epperly Weitzel. Those two have combined to go right around 200 innings, kind of split 60-40. So you get to this part of the day, and you're happy if you've got more than one arm that can kind of spread the load out.
Well, and in this case, Lily Neibauer's carried the bulk for Regina this season, 28 appearances. And so, again, I think you kind of have to give the benefit here to Grandview Christian because of that mix. You know, it's one of those things where when you're playing teams multiple times, they get used to arms. They're used to the motion, used to seeing where that pitch is going to kind of come across and where a pitcher likes to live. And so I think you have to favor Grandview Christian's bats in this one just because of that factor.
Both starting pitchers for this matchup also started the game that they played earlier today, and there's a swinging strike three. Lily Neibauer goes down first, so this pitcher-pitcher battle belongs to Cox to begin. And now we will see Keegan Kleppe, the junior shortstop. She'll get to bat here in the 2 slot. She's got a home run this year. First matchup went in favor.
Going lefty here. Appreciate that in the Regina lineup.
And the first pitch to Kleppe misses. Earlier today, just a back-and-forth affair. That game combined for 26 hits. Saw one last night, the Ridgeview and Wapsie Valley game. I think that was at 29 or so. Pitchers get tired late as the tournament moves on. And this pitch from Chloe Cox misses as well for a ball. Cox in the last game gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 were earned, 1 walk, a couple strikeouts. Lily Neibauer, who was just struck out, pitched all 6 innings for Regina and did give up 3 home runs in that 12-hit and 11-run day.
Kleppe 2 for 3 in that first matchup, 1 RBI to her name.
And she'll look for the 2-1. Knocks this one just in front of Chloe Cox. Throw down to first. Harper Rosado, an outstanding hitter as a freshman, fields that one cleanly as a fielder. And now Lexi Gaffey is up. And you talk about these home runs for the Thunder, which we'll talk a little more about in the bottom of the first inning. But Rosado and Bird, those two hitting homers earlier today. They've hit quite a few of them this year. And they're just freshmen. Grandview Christian making their first ever state softball appearance. And you have to look at the freshmen, how big of an impact the youngsters have made.
Absolutely. And again, youth, sometimes it leads to a little bit of ignorance. You don't know better than to just kind of be in the moment, not getting too far ahead of yourself.
Lexi Gaffey, she's an 8th grader. Talking about youngsters, batting just under 400 this year. She's got a home run to her name and a lot of Channel Seeds extra base hits on the year with 12 doubles and 2 triples, not counting anything she would have done in that game earlier today. The tough part about calling 3 games in a row today, not having a chance to go back and update some stats to include. I try to keep all stats updated through every game played. Here's a hit ball nicely out toward left field to Macy Brooker, and Lexi Gaffey, the 8th graders, got a base hit here in the first with a couple outs up on the board.
Gaffey picks up right where she left off, went 2 for 4 in the first battle between these two RBIs. And again, just nice piece of hitting, gets the barrel through it, sends it out into shallow left, and suddenly a 2-out rally could be brewing here for Regina.
Another 8th grader in the lineup. This one's hit right to the pitcher. Chloe Cox's throw to first in time. Rosado hauls that one in. So 2 outs with a single, and then one more ground out does the trick defensively for Grandview Christian. They get 1 hit, and they're going to leave Gaffey stranded there at first. Bottom of the first inning is coming up next, and you're watching on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Grandview Christian batting, and you have to feel like this is a rematch that we just saw earlier today, this double elimination format. Grandview Christian won earlier to force this game. You have to assume they feel like they are now the favorite to make it to the state championship game. They came in as the top seed, as the only top 5 ranked team in Class 2A to actually make the state tournament. 1, 3, 4, and 5 all got bounced out. And here they are. They win their way back in, a chance to win this one here, and they had to do some magic with the bats late in the last game a few hours ago, and they get a defensive stop here early, a scoreless top of the inning, and now the bats. Some freshman outstanding hitters that we will see, but a couple seniors right off the top, including Livy Vandersloos and Maya Murphy. Thing that's really interesting with Grandview Christian, sometimes you can tell as you look at a starting lineup how they stack their hitters. You might put your best hitter, 2, 3, or 4, clean up the bases. You got someone at the top that's just going to get on a lot. She's batting just under 500 this year, no home runs. You go to the bottom of the order, you have someone batting right around 350. You've got homers and homers spread throughout the lineup, and it's just they don't really have a major spot in the lineup where you look and say they just need a body in this slot. They've got competent hitters up and down the roster, and Livy Vandersloos with a 1-2 count fouls one away.
Well, and that's the job of this leadoff hitter in Vandersloos. Get aboard, and then she's got 32 stolen bases this season as well. Been outstanding once she does get aboard, and so lethal, and that's what you want out of your leadoff.
A lot of singles and a lot of steals. That is the hallmark of a number 1 hitter in a lineup. And then you get Maya Murphy next. She's got a bunch of doubles, a couple home runs, some triples. Same story goes for Sophie Bird and Chloe Cox. Those two have combined for 15 home runs in the 3 and 4 slot. Vandersloos trying to get on with the 1-2 after another foul ball. The pitch coming from Lily Nybauer, and she takes ball 2.
Really good patience from Vandersloos, obviously a slap hitter, and anything on the outside part of the plate is going to be just one of those pitches she wants to foul off, and she has to be really picky about how far out on the edge she wants to play.
Lily Nybauer takes the 2-2 to Livy Vandersloos, and that's flown out to left field for Harper Irwin, and the first out for Grandview Christian.
Good scouting report there on Vandersloos. Irwin was camped out in the perfect spot. And really, Vandersloos just kind of let the speed of the pitch in there from Nybauer do the work, and unfortunately just couldn't flare it, get it down quick enough.
Maya Murphy, a couple home runs for her on the year, 16 other extra base hits, doubles and triples. Not counting anything she did earlier today. I know Rosado, Cox, and Bird all with home runs. Had some doubles in that game as well. Rosado and Vandersloos. Murphy will take an 0-1 count here.
Nybauer attacking the inside part of the plate.
And she'll ground this one into herself for a foul.
And when You think about it, obviously Murphy has a solid bat, but if you're Nybauer keeping it in on the hands, you're going to remove a lot of that power because she's just not going to be able to get her hands through to the ball and at least keep it in play, hard hit.
1 for 4, a couple RBIs, and a run for Murphy earlier to get here to this winner-take-all, move on to the championship game. Drop strike 3, Murphy is out, throw down there in time easily for out number 2.
Yeah, another nice pulls the string, does Nybauer on the changeup. It worked inside with some fastballs and got Murphy guessing way out in front of it.
Sophie Bird, one of 3 home runs against Regina earlier today. 2 for 4, a couple runs scored, drove in 3, and she'll ground one to short. That's an easy throw from Keegan Kleppe to Lily Noller, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning, a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. For the Grandview Christian Thunder, we head to the second inning. We are scoreless. Much different than how this one started. I think it was a 1-1 first inning in the first. We'll see what happens here when we go to the second inning. And you're listening and watching on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We go to the second inning. We are knotted up, 0 apiece. Harper Irwin, Oni Davison, and Jordy Klein are the 3 hitters due up, a senior, a junior, and a freshman for Regina Catholic. The Regals come in 23-11 after a loss earlier today to Grandview Christian. It was 11-8. A late rally. Grandview Christian trailed 8-6 in the 6th. 5 runs thanks to a couple home runs. And all of a sudden, Regina went from looking like 1 win, let's go to the state championship game. Now we got to come back and try to do it all over again. And the first batter is Harper Irwin here in the second, and she'll take ball 1.
Harper Irwin this season has drawn 11 walks, something you want to see out of the middle of your lineup. Ways on base again. You need base runners at this point in the year, otherwise it's going to be a struggle.
1-0 pitch from Chloe Cox. She'll knock down the bunt right at Chloe's feet as she runs up toward it and finds Harper Rosado at first for another 1-3 putout. We've seen 3 of those already, 3 groundouts to the pitcher through 5 batters. And now this will be the junior center fielder for Regina Catholic.
I know it might seem small, but 3 groundouts or plays by the pitcher says a lot about how much Grandview Christian is drilling that with Chloe Cox, and certainly not every pitcher is perfect on those throws down, and Cox has clearly worked on it.
Naomi Davison batting here in the 6th slot. 1 hit so far in this one for Iowa City Regina. That was in the first inning from Lexi Gaffey with a couple outs. And this pitch to Davison, she'll send that one on a ground ball to Vandersloot. And that's 6-3 put out for out number 2. We'll send Davison to the dugout and bring us Jordy Klein, the freshman designated player, into the batter's box in the 7 slot.
Cox working quick here and has to appreciate a couple of 2-pitch at-bats, working fast.
Jordy Klein comes in batting just under 250 for the year, and she'll send this one out towards shallow center field. And that'll be pulled in by Morgan Pelham. That'll be out number 3, a 3-up, 3-down inning. Iowa City Regina goes through 7 batters in the first 2 innings. We are still knotted up. A couple goose eggs out there up on the board here at Hy-Vee Field. Girls Union Network coverage continues with the bottom of the second after this powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Back in Fort Dodge, the 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and we will crown our second championship contender for Class 2A in this one. An inning and a half of scoreless softball so far. Wapsie Valley awaits the winner of Grandview Christian and Iowa City Regina Catholic. The Regals and the Thunder battling for the right to take on the Warriors tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and our friends at Iowa PBS will take over the broadcasts for our 5 championship games at Channel Seeds Field after just an awesome week or 3 days here of state softball. The new format has added some new wrinkles, and both of these teams have lost already, and here they are playing for a chance to win the championship and just get to the championship.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. Again, that first loss, you can have it. It just doesn't end your tournament run. You can battle your way back. I equate it kind of like a wrestle back in state wrestling and stuff like that too, but it's a great opportunity here for both these teams.
Chloe Cox is the batter. She hit a home run earlier today. She's got 7 on the year now, and she has added to her season total here in Fort Dodge. Cox, Harper Rosado, and Grace Cruz, sophomore, freshman, senior, the 4, 5, 6 here in the lineup. And this is where we see a couple of their big home run hitters in the 3, 4, 5 slots, especially with Bird already grounding out in the last inning. But now Cox gets a chance. Also a lot of doubles. At least 13 on the year, couple triples too. Batting right around 500. They've just got so many freshmen and sophomores on this team that you just think they've never made it to state softball before. I feel like they're going to be a regular over the next few years looking at this roster and the way they've put together this team.
Yeah, and experience just builds confidence year in and year out, and it's what it takes to build a team that is a perennial power in Class 2A softball.
Regina Catholic pitcher Lily Nybauer in the circle, the 3-2, grounded back towards short. Keegan Kleppe, easy throw as Cox only got halfway to first before that pass made it to Lily Noller. And we've got a ground out to short to end the first inning and another to begin the second inning. It's Harper Rosado, the freshman with double-digit home runs this season, including a couple at the state tournament already. Had one earlier today.
Can definitely feel the tension in this game.
And she pops this one in foul territory over behind third base as Kleppe and Armentrout, short and third baseman, look for it but can't get to it. So that's fouled away.
Pick up where I left off. Fans seated, you can tell there's a little bit more nerves in the stands, as well as the dugout's a little bit quieter, just kind of on the edge of their seat right now, waiting for someone to blink in this matchup between Regina and Grandview Christian.
No balls, 1 strike. Nybauer's pitch up and in for Rosado. Grandview Christian led by head coach Krista DeMolinaire, former pitcher at UNI. Nybauer's pitch in for 2-1 the count. After Rosado, we'll see Grace Cruz. As Neibauer looks over toward the dugout, now checks the wrist before she prepares for another pitch to Rosado.
Rosado, 10 doubles, 9 home runs on the season, 42 RBIs. She can do a little bit of everything.
7 home runs for the Thunder in their state tournament trip so far. I'd say their first trip to state's been successful. They picked up a couple wins after that upset loss. First trip, you're the 1 seed. You've got pressure that you've never had to feel before in this sport. But they've certainly answered back from that moment.
Ran into a Cardinal team that played loose and free, knowing that they were the 8th seed, and
just didn't have as much luck the second time around when they had to play again yesterday. The 3-1 misses for Rosado, and she is on with a walk. She's got more home runs than walks this year.
Yes, 7 stolen bases as well this season, so look for some aggression on that first base from Rosado. And again, I think in a game that could be 0-0 here for a while, you got to start thinking a little small ball at times too. Try and get a runner over to second with a bunt here or there.
First game was 11-8 in favor of Grandview Christian. Scoreless in the bottom of the second now between Regina Catholic and Grandview Christian. 1 out, runner is at first. That's Rosado. Grace Cruz is the senior DP. And she is someone that came to the state tournament with no home runs on the year. She's sent 2 over the fence between Monday and Tuesday for her first and second home runs of the season.
Well, Monday saw 33 home runs across 5 diamonds. Just an absolute slugfest for all 5 classes.
You get that extra heat, the humidity. Had a nice breeze to the outfield on a lot of these fields. And this 1-1 misses downstairs for Cruz, and the count's 2-1 from Lily Neibauer.
Neibauer up to 22 pitches already in 2 innings, and I know pitch count maybe not as concerning in softball as it does get with baseball, but still there's going to be some arm fatigue there considering how much she threw in the first game too.
And she pitched all the innings last game, so you're basically asking your pitcher to come out here and you got to do up to 14 innings, and that's assuming you don't do what Clarksville did the other day and have to win 1 in 15.
Yeah, more than 2 games worth of softball out of that one in a 12-11 final.
Grace Cruz sends one toward short. Oh, my goodness, what a play from Keegan Kleppe. The diving effort, the toss backhanded to Gaffey to cover second. They get the lead runner out. Rosado and Grace Cruz will reach on the fielder's choice, but what an effort.
Kleppe making the play a kid dreams of, diving across and the quick flip while on her stomach still. It's a heads-up 6'4 fielder's choice. Get the lead runner at second.
Leighton Beamer, a freshman playing at second base for Grandview Christian, will bat here. And she'll take a looking strike. One of the few Thunder hitters without a home run this year. Batting just under 300 for the year. Most of her hits singles. A couple doubles on the season. And Beamer takes one to the outside.
Good patience by Beamer. Again, I think they're wanting to see some pitches from Neibauer. Just force her to find the zone and, wear out the arm a little bit more. As this one wades on, I'll be curious to see how fresh that arm stays.
There's a swinging strike 2. 1-2 the count for Beamer. She went 0 for 3 earlier in their first meeting. Regina has to feel like they maybe let that one slip away. Had a 3-run lead early. Had a couple-run lead late. But 3 well-timed home runs for Grandview Christian was enough to force this second game. And now it's an elimination game for both, with a big prize at the end of the rainbow. 1-2 after the foul to Beamer.
I don't know that a matchup with Wapsie Valley is considered a prize necessarily, but.
And a looking strike 3 to end the inning. Lily Neibauer strikes out her second in as many innings, and we are through 2. Scoreless, top of the third, coming up next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Two scoreless innings into our fourth and final 2A game for the day. Just the championship game remains tomorrow. Your girls' state tournament is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and coverage powered by Mid-American Energy on the Girls Union Network on YouTube and at watchighsau.com. And the leadoff hitter, Chloe Rogers, a senior for Regina Catholic, will ground out. Nothing she can do there. Rogers sent packing on one pitch.
First pitch she sees, she's going to hack away at it and attack early. That's something we saw in the last inning from Regina as well. Just 5 pitches in that second from Cox, and she's been working efficiently.
8 hitters in, 1 hit for Regina. And this will be the 9-hitter, Maggie White, sophomore out in right field. Another lefty at the bottom of the order. Batting right around 300 for the season. And earlier today went 0 for 4 but did score a run. One of their 8 in an 11-8 loss to Grandview Christian. And a strike to White swinging. With Lily Nybauer and Keegan Kleppe, the 1-2 hitters, due up for Regina Catholic. Top of the third, no score so far. At this point in game 1 earlier today, it was 2-1. In favor of Iowa City Regina, they built up a 4-1 lead before Grandview Christian went on to score 10 of the next 14 runs between the 4th and 6th innings, and they weren't needed in the 7th. The 1-2 pitch to White, sent over the head of Vandersloot, off toward left center field, fielded by Pelham, and Maggie White at the bottom of the order. She'll pick up their second hit of the day, a second single. Gaffey with one, now White with another.
Nice piece of hitting, just taking what you're given, sending it to the opposite field, and I know that's going to feel good for Maggie White, who did not, I believe, have a hit in the first game of the series. Went 0 for 4, did cross the dish once, but again, got to feel good to see the barrel on the ball, send it out the other way, build some confidence at the bottom of this lineup.
Both teams in white jerseys, dark pants for the Thunder, white pants for Regina. With 1 out. The pitch to Nybauer misses for a ball. She struck out. The only strikeout from Chloe Cox so far, the leadoff hitter in the first inning. Nybauer gets a second crack at it. Yeah, she'll await this 1-0 pitch from Chloe Cox and sends this one to the left center field gap again. Chasing it back to the wall, Macy Brooker. That might be enough to score the runner from first. Here comes Maggie White. It'll be a double, and it drives in the first run of the day for Regina. 1-0 Regals.
Maggie White on her horse all the way around from first. The double by Nybauer helps her cause. Just a great piece of hitting again, sending it to the opposite field as a lefty. Not trying to do too much with it. Finds a gap, and just like that, Regina strikes first.
Nybauer with her 7th double of the season, and it drives in a run. It's a 1-0 lead for Regina Catholic, and that brings us to Keegan Kleppe, the junior shortstop. She grounded out to the pitcher, one of 3 pitcher groundouts from the Regals in the first couple innings. But they're making hay now. 2 hits here in the third. They're up to 3 in the game, and they have the first lead, 1-0. This one on a liner, chance at a double play. Won't get the double play, but they will line Kleppe out at shortstop. Livy Vandersloot, the last couple have gone over her head. This one, there was no chance she was going to let that one go by.
Just a great job elevating by Vandersloot. Secures it, tries the double off. Good heads-up base running by Nybauer, too, to not drift too far from second.
Now it's Lexi Gaffey. Until this inning, she had their only hit. Now she's got one of their 3 hits, one of their 4 hits, unless it's caught. No, it's off the glove. Jada Rogers got close, but couldn't quite hang on to it. It slips out or clips the top, and Gaffey drives one home. Nybauer scores 2-0 Regals.
And you can start to see that momentum carrying into Lexi Gaffey, the Selly over there at second base, the team fully engaged. Again, they're just not they're fearless at the dish to go opposite field. And this is how Regina is going to build this lead if they're going to do it against Cox.
Single and a double for Gaffey today. That one drives home Nybauer. And now a ground out to the pitcher. Regina brings that one back out. Their fourth ground out to the pitcher. Brooklyn Armentrout unable to get on as three of her teammates did in the inning. They're going to score a couple runs thanks to a couple doubles, some extra base hits thanks to Channel Seeds. Learn more at channel.com/rise. That's it for the top of the third. Back after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Morgan Pelham, Jada Rogers, and Livy Vandersloos, the three Thunder hitters we will see at least here in the bottom of the third. Grandview Christian has been used to playing from behind today. They trailed multiple times earlier in that elimination game for themselves against Regina. Regina could have advanced to the championship if they hung on to win, but let a couple leads slip away. And Morgan Pelham sends one short to third, and Brooklyn Armentrout sends one to Lily Noller at first for a ground out. You mentioned during the break, it didn't take very many pitches to get through six batters for Regina.
No, just 8 pitches thrown by Cox in that inning, but still effective for Regina. 4 of the 6 batters swinging at the first pitch they see. Something to keep an eye on. I think Regina will take the trade-off, certainly, with 2 runs there.
Jada Rogers will bat here. Second pitch of the inning coming. First one was grounded out, and now we've got a foul ball from Jada Rogers, her first at-bat for the day. The freshman right fielder comes in hitting around .350 for the season. She's got a home run to her name this year. And again, a freshman. A very bright future for the Thunder as they've got a lot of youngsters that probably plan on becoming regulars here in Fort Dodge. It's their first tournament appearance as the Thunder softball program. Pretty young program, but still, first trip here.
Yeah, and you got to get the first one out of the way and establish that culture of understanding what it takes to get to this point, understand what the team has to do, the page they need to be on.
Swinging strike 3 to Jada Rogers. Third strikeout from Nybauer. 2 up, 2 down. Took a few pitches this time, at least 3. And we've got 4 pitches through 2 batters from Lily Nybauer. We're looking at a 12-pitch inning right now for both pitchers with 1 out to go.
Just efficiency, and that speaks back to the confidence both pitchers are showing in the circle. Nybauer has been in complete command.
Ground ball to the pitcher, 13-pitch inning, and we get through 6 outs. Nybauer gloves it, gets it to Noller. Little bit of a bobble, but they make it happen. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and I don't know if I've seen that few of pitches in a full inning. 13. We go to the 4th inning. It's a 2-0 ball game. Iowa City Regina. The Regals, they've got the lead. Back in a moment on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
You're watching the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau as sole title sponsor of the Girls High School Athletic Union. Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to champion our youth and all they have to offer Iowa's future. We go to the fourth. Along with John Schaefer, I'm Nick Brinks. Good to have you along on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, streaming on YouTube and at watchighsau.com. Winner moves to the 2A state championship to face Wapsie Valley, and it's Harper Irwin leading things off for Regina Catholic. Harper Irwin, Naomi Davison, and Jordy Klein, the only three hitters that did not bat in that 8-pitch third inning, where they got 6 batters through the lineup and scored a couple runs to take that 2-0 lead.
Once again, 4 of those batters last inning swinging on first pitch, but Regina out in front, trying to build on this lead a little bit. Again, Irwin's been patient.
Ground ball off toward third in the glove of Bird. And she gets it there to Rosado. Freshman to freshman, a couple good hitters showing their fielding prowess as well. And that'll be out number 1. So let's see how quickly these pitches can keep coming. They are in a groove right now.
Yeah, and that was really nice play over there at third by Bird. Showed the arm off a little bit, a slow roller to her, had to get it over there in a hurry, transitions it across, and Rosado does a great job on the stretch.
Naomi Davison, she is a junior. The center fielder grounded out to shortstop earlier. She'll bat here in the top of the fourth with her Regals on top. 2-0. 1 away. 6-7 batters coming up here for Regina Catholic. And the junior puts this one toward the glove of Bird. A little bobble. The throw is still going to get there, though. The rainbow throw to Rosado for out number 2. And another 5-3 ground out for the Regals. Jordy Klein next. Can we see 3 straight ground outs to third? That'll be the question now.
Well, we've seen 4 ground outs to the pitcher and Cox and a couple to the short. So it seems like there's a progression showing itself here.
A lot of ground balls here of late in this one. Here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 outs for Regina. This is freshman Jordy Klein. She is the DP. And she will pop this one everywhere but the ground. Straight up, straight down into the glove of Leighton Beamer. And that might not have been too far away from 8 pitches again.
Just 5 pitches in that inning.
So we have seen an inning and a half in 18 pitches. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 2-0 lead for Regina Catholic with Grandview Christian batting next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Or before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose. B-E-R-F-E-C-T. B-E-R-F-E-C-T. Come on, baby, you look good on me. If you see what I can see, D-O-O-D.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
Trailing 2-0. It's time for Grandview Christian to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Haven't seen too many pitches here in the last inning and a half, and now the Thunder, trailing by a couple, will bring senior Maya Murphy, freshman Sophie Bird, and sophomore Chloe Cox to bat. And you look at those 3 hitters, they have combined for 17-plus home runs this year. And here's a line drive right to the logo in center field as Murphy flies out.
Nybauer, the ultimate efficiency here, and has only seen one extra batter, and that's due to a walk she had back in the second of Rosado. But that didn't amount to anything on the 6-4 fielder's choice, and so Grandview Christian having a hard time finding ways aboard right now.
Lily Nybauer gave up 12 hits to Grandview Christian in Game 1. No hits going into the 4th inning. 3 strikeouts, a walk. Sophie Bird takes a ball. She sent one for a ride in the first game today against Regina, her 8th home run of the season. And again, just a freshman with Chloe Cox next. And that'll be nicked and fouled. 1-1 the count for Sophie Bird.
Again, Nybauer doing a good job mixing up the speeds, mixing up the eye level as a pitcher. That's what you want to do. Put some stuff up in the zone, then drop it down, pull the string on a changeup or two, and then come back with some heat. Keep your batter guessing. Nybauer's been doing that to start.
1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out for Grandview Christian, trailing 2-0. Winner takes on Wapsie Valley in the 2A championship game. Ground ball at short, and Sophie Bird grounds out to the shortstop Keegan Kleppe for the second time in 4 innings. 2 up, 2 down, and Chloe Cox is coming up next. She also grounded out to shortstop, so Kleppe's been busy.
Yeah, Kleppe is solid there, does a good job sitting on it, gets the ball down, or keeps her mitt down, doesn't anticipate, takes her time, makes the throw across. When you don't rush your play as a defensive infielder, it really allows you to be successful.
Chloe Cox fouls this one away. That's off toward the 5A field. It's neat how these 3 ball fields along with a practice facility all kind of make a big square, but you do run into that situation. The errant fly balls going to the other field. I've seen some land on the opposite playing fields this week. You do have that potential. Here's a check swing. The 0-1 didn't go. Ball 1.
Again, nice check by Cox. Didn't like where it was at. Held off on it.
Chloe Cox hit that home run earlier today. A 2 RBI game, a couple hits, scored twice. And she'll take the 1-1 and sends that one off the net behind home plate. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. And this, we might get to double-digit pitches in this inning.
We are up to 7 right now.
Chloe Cox batting here with a 1-2. Nybauer with a chance to keep it a single-digit pitch inning with a 1-2. And it's on the way. And that's sent high toward left center field. Underneath it, the center fielder, Naomi Davison, comes over to cover in front of Irwin. And a couple flyouts towards center field and a ground out to shortstop. A quick 4th inning. 2 quick innings here as we go to the 5th inning. A 2-0 ball game. It is Iowa City Regina trying to avenge their loss from earlier today to Grandview Christian. Back after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Oh.
Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why they are the proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing girls state softball tournament. They believe that by investing in our youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. As we go to the 5th, it is 2-0. Regina with a couple runs scored in that third inning. There were only 8 pitches. They got through 6 batters, but it was fruitful. They put 2 up on the board, and that's been enough so far. But they had a 3-run lead and a 2-run lead earlier today against Grandview Christian, and they came back from both of them. So no lead safe here, still with a few innings to go if you're Regina. This is Chloe Rogers, the senior, leading off as the catcher. Ground ball towards short. And we start with a 1-pitch out. Rogers, back-to-back groundouts to shortstop for her between the 3rd and 5th innings, both on the first pitch.
Yeah, and once again, Cox has been hammering the zone, so I accept that Regina's been wanting to swing away. They're seeing pitches they really like. It's just they're hitting the ball where players are outside of that 3rd inning that we saw the 2 runs come across the dish.
Bottom of the order, Maggie White, a run and a single in that 3rd inning. She'll step up here, and she gives this one a ride through the dirt to Leighton Beamer. And that second base ground out, 2 pitches, 2 outs. White sent packing. Ground outs to both sides of the diamond.
Now, not to get technical, there was a ball thrown in there before the ground out, so we're up to 3 pitches.
3 pitches.
In case anyone at home is keeping scorebook as well. But regardless, it's, again, just impressive how efficient this game has gone.
Lily Nybauer doubled and struck out today. She's got the 2nd run for Regina, and she'll swing. 0-1 the count for Lily Nybauer. She had her only Channel Seeds extra base hit in this one, back in the 3rd inning, and it drove home the first run of the day for Maggie White scoring. Nybauer with an 0-1 count, back at the top of the order. Nobody on, 2 outs for Regina, and that's a swinging strike 2.
Nice pitch, pulls the string on the changeup, and again, you have to mix your pitches up against a hitter like Lily Nybauer, who can send it a long way quickly.
Top of the 5th inning. We've not seen enough pitches to get strikeouts. We haven't seen one of those since the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way to Nybauer, and it won't come here quite yet. Nybauer takes the ball upstairs.
Yeah, Cox with just 1 K on the day. That came back with Nybauer in her first plate appearance. Outside of that, the other side, Nybauer's been sharp.
A double, an RBI, and a run. Nybauer takes this well outside as Maya Murphy has to stretch for that one.
That's a good miss, though, by Cox. I like it. You've got a pitch to give or take here, and so why not just see if the eyes are going to deceive Nybauer there in the box.
Regina Catholic leading 2-0 over Grandview Christian in the top of the 5th. And a fly ball toward the 3rd base line. Diving effort from, I believe, the shortstop, Livy Vandersloot. As Nybauer won't get that one down because Vandersloot had other plans. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. 2nd straight for the Regals after that 2-run 3rd. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 2-0 lead for Regina Catholic over Grandview Christian, with the Thunder batting next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
The Girls State Softball Tournament continues, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We have already crowned one semifinal winner. Wapsie Valley's on to the championship game tomorrow. And now Regina Catholic and Grandview Christian are squaring off, trying to move their name on to the championship game in the 2A bracket. And we come to you from Hy-Vee Field. This will be the final game on Hy-Vee Field this week. Everything else for state championships tomorrow and Friday will be over at Channel Seeds Field, one of the original 2 from previous state tournaments here at Fort Dodge at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, along with John Schaefer. I'm Nick Brinks. Thanks so much for joining us today for this second matchup in about, I think they started the other one about 12:15, somewhere in there. So second matchup with about a 2.5 hour break in between for the Regals and the Thunder. And thanks to Sadie and Kate on our Girls Network coverage, running our video stream today. 1-1 count coming for Harper Rosado. Hit her 11th home run of the season earlier today. She came into the state tournament with 9. Hit one in the first couple days, added another one today. Also has at least 13 doubles to her name. Just a freshman for the Thunder. And if they need a spark here offensively, as they've been hitless, she might be a good one for it. Batting in the 5 slot with Rosado, Cruz, and Beamer all batting here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-seeded Grandview Christian and Regina Catholic battling for the chance to go to the championship game tomorrow. Iowa PBS will carry that one at 5 o'clock. Wapsie Valley's already punched their ticket. Now the Thunder and the Regals. Which one will it be to face off against the Warriors? Payoff pitch coming for Harper Rosado, and she fouls that one away. We have seen several innings here with fewer than 10 pitches total, and we've seen at least 6 now just to Rosado, the leadoff hitter, so the streak might be coming to an end.
Good piece of hitting by Rosado. Keeps the at-bat alive, and a nice battle here. Grandview Christian's got to find a runner here in the bottom of the 5th.
Rosado, a lefty. Really impressive OPS this year. Just under 1.5. Really anything over 1. Pretty darn good when you're looking at your on-base plus slugging percentage. The freshman can hit for power. She can get on a lot, and she's got some steals too. So really the complete package as a hitter and offensive minded player, and then we've seen solid fielding from her at first today too.
We certainly have. She's been busy over there helping out with plenty of ground balls on the throw across, and exactly what you need out of first baseman. Reliable
Another
glove.
3-2 upstairs. She'll take a walk. Just over 10 walks for the year for Rosado, and she is on. She is going to be their second base runner, and it was third actually. They had a fielder's choice, and Rosado's now been walked twice. Cruz reached on a fielder's choice earlier to send Rosado packing at second. And Cruz will step up here. Has hit her first 2 home runs of the season at the state tournament. Here in Fort Dodge at Hy-Vee Field. Pitch coming outside. Rosado at first after the walk. They get the leadoff walk. First inning all day where they did not get the first batter out. With no hits. They haven't had a whole lot on the base paths. But Rosado, this is her second. This is Cruz, and she knocks a little chopper to third, and that'll move Rosado to second as she grounds out. Cruz back to the dugout on the 5-3.
Still does the job, advances Rosado, and now you've got Leighton Beamer stepping in, trying to avoid the strikeout that she saw in the second, but really, again, 1 out. It's effective. I want to see a little bit more out of Grandview Christian, not relying on maybe a big bat here, just playing a little small ball. Can you get a bunt down, get Rosado over to third, and then give Pelham a chance to do some damage?
Lily Nybauer's pitch popped up near the foul line, just in front of third. Back-to-back outs over toward Brooklyn Armentrout, the 8th grader, makes the snag there. Out number 2, Rosado at second, and it's Morgan Pelham. Her turn, the senior stepping up, grounding out to third earlier. That was back in the third. 2-0, Iowa City Regina. Lily Nybauer pitching exceptionally well so far in this one after struggling a little bit earlier, giving up 12 hits. No hits in this one, and Pelham takes one on the low side for a ball.
Yeah, and aside from the second inning where she had 20 pitches, she's worked incredibly well and effectively. And again, props to her re-engaging mentally. It can be a challenge when you see that many runs put up against you in a game like that. So to bounce back the way she has been super impressive.
1-0 outside from Nybauer to Pelham. And Pelham will get ready. Batting over 400 for the year. Couple home runs. About a dozen doubles, and with 2 outs, they could use some hits. None today. Pitch to the inside, ball 3.
Good patience by Pelham. Again, I go back to the Beamer at bat. I know she's a sound hitter, but you get a bunt there. You move Rosado over to third, and now this at bat becomes even that much more pressure filled.
And a looking strike on the 3-0 pitch with 2 outs and a runner at second to Pelham.
The reason I say that is a pass ball, a wild pitch, can then create an opportunity to at least cut the lead in half.
Grandview Christian down by 2, and that's lined off the top of the dugout and off towards some fans and players assembled out near that entryway behind their first base dugout. So Pelham with a 3-0 count, then a strike and a foul, full count coming with 2 outs and a runner at second. Trying to keep this top of the 5th alive for the Thunder, the bottom of the 5th rather. And that's fouled away. So strike, foul, foul after 3 balls from Nybauer. And Pelham 0 for 1 today. Looking for another hit. She picked up a couple in the win earlier. 3-2 pitch from Nybauer. Runner at second for the Thunder, fouled away. And this will be about an 8-pitch at bat.
It will be. Quick update from our 1A friends next door as well. Clarksville and Fort Dodge St. Ed's tied at 12 in the 8th inning.
And who did Clarksville play in the 15-inning game?
I cannot recall off the top of my head.
I was going to say the score sounds very similar to what they had in that one. Here's a ground ball to the glove of Nybauer, and that almost got past her, but she hangs on for dear life and gets it to Noller. They get the leadoff walk, but Rosado will be stranded at second, and we are through 5. 2-0 is your score. 6th inning next. Regina leads. They bat when we come back. Our coverage on the Girls Union Network is presented by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Five innings down. We go to the 6th. Iowa City Regina, Grandview Christian, winner to the state championship game tomorrow to face off against Wapsie Valley. There are many paths you can take with this double elimination format. Grandview Christian lost the very first game they played. They are here. They have forced a second game to get to the championship game against Regina. Regina's gotten here. They went 2-0 Monday and Tuesday. They played their third game earlier. Grandview Christian stayed alive. And then you've got Wapsie Valley. They made it look easy. Just went 3-0 straight to championship Thursday. Many paths that we are finding out can get you to a state championship game, but we're going to find out, will it be 4 or 5 games for Regina or Grandview Christian to get to the title game? First pitch, a strike on a foul. Kleppe showing bunt. Pulls back. Count evens up 1-1. Keegan Kleppe 0 for 2 with a fly out towards shortstop and a ground out to the pitcher. We've had a lot of ground outs to Chloe Cox today from these Regal hitters, and she'll toss in the 1-1.
Sure looked good.
2-1 the count. Chloe Cox, a couple earned runs allowed after giving up a single and a double in that third inning to get a couple on, and then another double for Lexi Gaffey. 2 doubles for the Regals. Those 3 hits, they've only got 4 today. It was all really that third inning. Outside of the third, it's been all pitchers and all fielders doing all of the work. But I've already seen one game this week end in a 2-0 final. It was scoreless through 6 with Ridgeview and Durant on Monday. A 2-run homer in the top of the 7th to go up 2-0, and you win it. 2-0 here after a third inning for Regina. They're on with a walk as they look to add to it.
That's the most pitches a batter has seen today for Regina, and that's just a 5-pitch at bat. But no less, an earned walk from Kleppe and a chance for Regina to keep building on their lead here.
Lexi Gaffey with a single and an RBI double today. And she knocks this one right past Nybauer, knocks her to her feet. I don't know if it hit her or if she danced out of the way quick enough to not take the missile through her ankle. But that'll be a single straight up the gut from Gaffey. 3 for 3 today as an 8th grader with a chance to send your team to the championship game. And she's having fun at first after that one.
Just a clutch gene in her body. And again, you said it, 2 singles, a double. First pitch she sees, she's shooting it right back up the middle towards Cox. And Cox just has to dance her way out of the way. Otherwise, she's taking that off the ankles.
Brooklyn Armentrout. I think I might have said Nybauer at one point. Yeah, Chloe Cox out there.
You are good.
But here we are in the top of the 6th, and we haven't seen all that many base runners today. But Regina Catholic, they've got 2 on right now with no outs and a 2-0 lead, looking to build on this advantage because 2 runs and 3 runs was not enough earlier. A bunt to the third baseline will move runners to scoring position as Armentrout does her job. 2 at second and third. Gaffey to second. Kleppe's at third, and 1 out. They've still got a good chance here to push one across and add to their lead.
And again, just a great strategy here by Regina, sitting back and saying, you know what, let's small ball this up a little bit, put runners in scoring position. We know runs have been hard to come by, so a really nice job by this Regina team.
Harper Irwin is 0 for 2, grounded out to third, and the pitcher today with 2 in scoring position comes in to the matchup. 13 RBIs on the year for Harper Irwin. 15 actually. She tacked on 2 more earlier today for 2 of their 8 runs in that 11-8 loss. So not a ton, but she was big earlier and has a chance to be big here. The senior in what would be her final Regina game if they would not win this game. She's hoping for one more game tomorrow. Looking for her first hit of the day in this second matchup with the Thunder. The 1-1 from Chloe Cox, fouled away.
Good job by Irwin just to fight that one off. That's a great pitch by Cox. Again, change up, throwing the off speed there is just going to keep that batter on their heels a bit more now. If I'm the hitter, I'm coming back with a 1-2 count, expecting a fastball because that's been Cox's go-to.
Runners at second and third. 1 out for the Regals. And this pitch in the dirt evens it up 2-2. Harper Irwin, Naomi Davison, Jordy Klein, and Chloe Rogers, the 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters, have combined to go 0 for 8 today. So the bottom of the order outside of Maggie White at the bottom, yet to get a hit. They've got 5 as a team, mostly coming from the top 3 hitters. Little blooper diving play from second base. Did she hang on? Leighton Beamer did, and that's out number 2. So that makes things a little trickier for the Regals to get that third-plus run on the board as they have a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 6th.
And Beamer making a play at the state tournament. It's what you dream of, making that diving grab as a defender, and heads up base running there as well by Kleppe at third, just not to get too far off the bag.
Naomi Davison will bat here. A couple ground outs to the left side of the field. And this will be a pop-up right back over to Leighton Beamer. And she hangs on. So the Thunder get out of this little jam. A couple runners on for the Regals of Regina Catholic with 1 out. And then Irwin and Davison can't get on. So we are through the top half of the 6th inning. It's a 2-0 lead. Regina Catholic clinging to an advantage, trying to get to the state championship tomorrow. And you're watching on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here. Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health. Expert care focused on you.
We go to the bottom of this 6th inning. Regina Catholic, they got a couple runs in the 3rd inning, and that's been enough so far. But as we saw in Game 1 of this series earlier today between Regina Catholic and Grandview Christian, a 2-run lead was not safe multiple times. Grandview Christian came alive in the 5th and 6th innings, hit some home runs, scored 9 runs in the 5th and 6th innings earlier. So Regina got through this far with no runs allowed. They'll have to stay buckled in here and focused to get these last 6 outs.
Yeah, and again, credit Nybauer. Has had 2 innings where she's just seen 1 extra batter in the first 5, and a chance for the 9-hole hitter in Jada Rogers to try and start a rally off here and see if the Thunder can find a little bit of a rumble.
Grandview Christian with their first state softball appearance this week in this new double elimination format. Came in as the 1 seed, got took down by Cardinal, the 8 seed on Monday, have played their way back in, have forced a second semifinal in this series with Regina, but have gone hitless today after a 12-hit outing in that 11-8 win earlier today. It's Jada Rogers, Livy Vandersloos, and Maya Murphy. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Thunder. First pitch a ball, second one fouled away, and that's over the dugout behind first base for Jada Rogers. She's got a strikeout today. Nybauer with 3 Ks on the day.
Yeah, again, Nybauer, trio of strikeouts going back to the 3rd, one of those looking in the 2nd against Beamer. But has trusted her defense to make plays when it matters most.
This Thunder team have hit a lot of home runs this season. They came into the state tournament with a 27-3 record. They've gone 3-1 so far, and they have added 7 home runs to their arsenal in those games. So with so many dangerous hitters spread throughout this lineup, including 3 homers earlier today off of Lily Nybauer, you know that the Regals know a 2-0 lead is not comfortable. Nothing safe right now. You get 1 batter on, you get 1 home run, you get maybe a couple home runs like they did, a 2-homer 6th inning earlier. And Grandview Christians, they can put Iowa City Regina on the ropes just as easily.
Yeah, and the leadoff runner on here goes such a long way. So Rogers has worked hard to keep this at-bat alive, and props to her for filling it up.
Only base runners for the Thunder today. A couple walks. They've got their first hit of the day, and it comes on a grounder off toward the right field area. Maggie White there. Jada Rogers, bottom of the order, comes up clutch. And now to the top, Livy Vandersloos. The senior shortstop, 0 for 2 today. Rogers was 0 for 1. Now she's on the board with a hit, and now they'll look to get 1 run on the board or more here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the 1 seed, they get the home portion of the innings. The bottom half belongs to the Thunder, and they get on with that first hit. Vandersloos takes a strike across the plate. Fly out and a ground out for her today.
Again, if I'm looking at my lefty slap hitter, I just want her to walk through, chop something over to the left side so it can't be twisted up to a double play.
Regina Catholic, a champion a few years ago after a couple-year hiatus from the state tournament. Champions in 2022 and 2023 here at the state softball tournament. Lily Nybauer pitching really well today, giving up her first hit here in the bottom of the 6th. And Grandview Christian hoping that can open the floodgates. The pitch to Livy Vandersloos, grounded toward 3rd, and they will wave that one off as a foul.
It was awfully close, but that's what I'm talking about. She showed bunt the first 2. Again, trying to do the drag, and to me, it's like your job is to move the runner over. Get the ball, get your bat squared around, just stand in the box. You're not trying to get on base here with this contact. So now she's in a bit of a pickle with the 0-2 count.
to Vandersloot. The pitch from Nybauer, that's fouled away. Slaps that one towards her own, toward the Grandview dugout. Grandview Christian trailing 2-0. Thunder batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down by a couple runs.
If I'm Nybauer, I attack the top of the zone here. You've got pitches to give. See if she'll offer at something up higher to induce a pop out.
Nybauer checking the wrist. Chloe Rogers behind the plate, called it in. 0-2 on the way. And that slap to the circle. Picked up, bounced to first. She'll be safe. Throw to second. Will get away from the second baseman, Gaffey. But sliding in, Rogers to second, unable to get up and move on to third. But Vandersloot gets to first.
The infield single, and what do I know, right? It's just one of those spots where the speed of Vandersloot shows off. Perfectly placed slap. And now tying run sits at first. Go-ahead run with Murphy at the dish.
Murphy with a couple home runs, and you get some base runners now. You had a lot of success, 2 homers in the 6th inning earlier today, and now you start getting to those hitters that can easily send them over the fence. Bird, Cox, and Rosado. 8, 7, and 11 home runs on the season for those 3. They're all due up after Murphy, certainly capable herself, but it's not like it's going to only take a home run. Throw down to third, sliding in safe will be Jada Rogers, and Vandersloot moves to second as well after their back-to-back singles.
Well, and Rogers reads this so well. Ball in the dirt. Not always, third is the hardest base in this sport to steal. Beautiful slide in under the tag, and now, don't blink, the Thunder starting to flash some life.
I think they would call that a thunderstorm watch, perhaps. For Grandview Christian here, they've got a couple on, no outs, trailing 2-0. For Maya Murphy, first base is open, and she'll take the 1-0 from Lily Nybauer. Ground ball, that'll score one. It could possibly score both of them. Fielded by Davison, and we are tied up in the bottom of the 6th, 2 apiece.
Well, the thunderstorm warning now in effect. Grandview Christian knots it up, a beautiful piece of hitting. Maya Murphy, the righty, shoots it right back up the middle. And there was no doubt about it with Vandersloot's speed that she was going to go all the way from second. Rounds it beautifully. I love the cut, actually, because then you keep Murphy locked in at first. So a heady play there, but with no outs, the Thunder have new life.
They've gotten the tie. That's one box to check. Now they want the lead, and they fake the bunt. They send one to center field. What a play. What a grab for the double play, but they can't make the catch at first. It never was fully in the glove of Naomi Davison, but she hung on for the out, and Murphy gets back to first, beats the bobble. My goodness, if that was not caught, she might be still on her way coming home, but for being a catch, Davison did not have that one fully secured, but it was in there just enough for at least one out for Regina. We're still tied.
Yeah, what a beautiful diving grab out there in center by Davison. Has the wherewithal to get it out of her mitt. And a throw to first that would have been in time had it been squeezed by Noller.
And Chloe Cox takes this pitch to the inside. Pitcher battle now. Nybauer with 5 hitless innings, now 3 singles for Grandview Christian, including Maya Murphy's 2 RBI single. And now Chloe Cox came into the day with 46 RBIs on the season. Added a couple in that game earlier. So 48 on the year. And 1 at first. The go-ahead run at first base right now represented by Murphy. We are tied up in the bottom of the 6th inning. And still a couple outs to work with if you're the Grandview Christian Thunder. Playing from behind much of the week. Coming from the loser's bracket after falling to the 8th seed on Monday, Cardinal. Needing a lot of magic in the first game between these two teams today. And now bouncing back from a 2-0 deficit here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, and as good as our game is, 1A's having a dandy too. Fort Dodge, St. Edmund, and Clarksville combined for 37 hits in a 12-12 game starting the top of the 10th.
Chopper off towards shortstop for out number 1. Can they get the double play? Not the first base, but they get the second base runner. Murphy goes down, and Cox will reach on the fielder's choice. That gives Regina a little bit of breathing room to preserve this tie. You've led most of the game after those 2 runs in the third. You've given up the couple runs it took to tie. Last thing you want to do is go to the 7th inning knowing that you need runs just to force a bottom half of the inning. And it comes down to Harper Rosado now with 2 outs and their team's leading home run hitter batting next, and a conversation going on with one of the home plate umpires.
Yeah, and maybe a question of, was there runner interference on the attempted turn 2? Angela Kessler out talking. Now she's going to go chat with the third base umpire who made that twist-up call, and just checking to see if there's interference of any type to maybe try and get this team out of the inning. No less, maybe another opportunity to get Nybauer just a chance to breathe, collect itself. Again, Grandview Christian's been hitting the ball. The other thing, too, is I'm half tempted to put Rosado on here and go to Cruz, who hasn't gotten on base yet today.
Rosado, a couple walks today. Cruz next. If needed here in the inning, Leighton Beamer, third through the order. 3 straight hits to start this inning for Grandview Christian from Jada Rogers and Livy Vandersloos, and then Maya Murphy's single drove both of those 2 home to tie it up at 2. Rosado with 11 home runs on the year, and this one's off the fence, comes up just short of her 12th, but it'll drive in a run. And the Grandview Christian Thunder have taken a 3-2 lead, and they've got another one at third thanks to Rosado.
And right on cue, Harper Rosado drives it deep to left, and the big bat of Rosado gives the Grandview Christian Thunder a big lead and a critical time in this matchup.
The RBI double, and then gets to third. Harper Rosado puts her Grandview Christian Thunder out front 3-2, and now it's Grace Cruz batting here. And now Grandview Christian, they've checked both boxes. Tie it, take the lead. Now they're looking for insurance to go to the 7th inning. Pass ball gets passed and through the legs of Chloe Rogers, but she quickly finds it, and that'll keep Rosado at bay at first. Team high 11 home runs, just hit her 14th double of the season as well. Just what an outstanding season for, again, just a freshman, and actually that's her 15th. She hit one earlier today. 3-2 Thunder, bottom of the 6th, and that's a blooper toward right field. It'll score another one. 4-2, chased back. This could be big trouble. Cruz to second, rounds her way to third, and she's got the triple. Back-to-back extra base hits thanks to Channel Seeds have given the Grandview Christian Thunder a 4-2 lead.
White had no choice out in right field but to lay out for it. Knows what's on the line with Rosado sitting at third. Sneaks just under her glove on the great effort. And Cruz, the biggest hit of her tournament, as she brings Rosado in and doubles up the lead.
Leighton Beamer now 0 for 2 today after those 2 extra base hits. Thanks to Channel Seeds. Learn more at channel.com/rise. What a turn of events if you're Grandview Christian. And for Regina Catholic, not only is the matchup deja vu, the feeling is deja vu. A 3-run lead wiped out earlier by the Thunder. A 2-run lead wiped out earlier by the Thunder. And now it's a 2-run advantage for Grandview Christian on top here with a chance to go to tomorrow's championship game. In their first ever state trip, this grounder to third, the throw to first is in time, so Regina Catholic knows what they need to do as we go to the 7th. The Thunder will get through 8 batters, 4 runs on 5 hits. They'll leave 1 stranded, but down 2 no longer. They lead 4-2. 7th inning is next, and it's Regina Catholic's 3 outs that they have to work with, down by a couple. Girls Union Network coverage continues next, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Regina Catholic has led this one 2-0 since the third inning. We get to the bottom of the sixth. Grandview Christian comes alive with their third 4-plus run inning today. They've done it late in the games. Second meeting on the day with Regina. They scored 4 in the fifth earlier, 5 more in the sixth. And now they've done it again, 4 in the sixth. Here in this second of 2 semifinals series games, winner to the state championship tomorrow. And just like that, it comes down to 3 outs. Can Regina Catholic bounce back? The other thing from the matchup earlier today, Grandview Christian trailed 4-1, went up to lead 6-4. Regina answered back themselves. So do they have another one in them to force the bottom of the inning?
Here's the tough part for Angela Kessler. This spot in the lineup is a combined 1 for 6 today. Now, if I am Kessler, I say no one better. I look these girls in the eye and say, now's your time. Let's go out there and earn it.
Fly ball toward the first base area, and they've got 2 outs to work with. Jordy Klein flies out. Regina Catholic down to their final 2 outs to keep the season alive. They came in today 2-0 on the week. The winner of the winner bracket, Grandview Christian, comes out of the loser bracket, and a chance to go back-to-back and send the Thunder to the championship game. Regals led most of it, find themselves down now to 2 outs. And the pitch on the high side to Chloe Rogers.
It's an easy fix. Okay, sorry.
Count is 1-0 with 1 out. And the season on the line for Rogers and White. White hit a single earlier, scored one of their runs back in that third inning. It's the 1-1 count. Down by 2. Top of the 7th inning, 1 out. And the pitch grounded to third, into the glove of Sophie Bird, and she finds Rosado. Regina now down to their final out after the 5-3 ground out from Rogers. And you can see all the green shirts in the bleachers ready to erupt as the Thunder have taken advantage in the bottom of the 6th and now just need 1 more out defensively. And I like this call for Coach Krista DeMolinaire.
Just going to give tendencies.
Just get one more. Yep. Get one more last little break for your girls to know what's on the line. 1 more out, and you're on to the championship game.
What a lot of laughs in that circle, and again, keeping things light. Let them know 1 more, and we're getting ready for a chance at a title tomorrow.
Grandview Christian as the 1 seed coming into the state tournament, their first ever state appearance in softball. Fell to the 8 seed, Cardinal, on Monday, 4-3. Have played their way back in through this double elimination bracket. Knocked off Regina earlier, coming from behind, not once but twice. They've done it again here, and now they're 1 out away from sending Regina back to Iowa City without a championship chance tomorrow. First pitch, a strike to Maggie White.
Great pitch. Just starts it off with a strike.
Regina needs 2 runs to force a bottom of the inning, and that's a swinging strike, too. They're down to their final strike. Chloe Cox has 1 strikeout today. It came in the first inning, first batter. They're looking for 1 more strike to send themselves to the state championship tomorrow to face Wapsie Valley. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on for Regina Catholic. And the pitch to Maggie White. Pop up toward shortstop. Out number 3, hauled in by Livy Vandersloos. And the Grandview Christian Thunder have come from back down by 2. Knocked out on Monday through the loser bracket. Your 1 seed took the long way there, but the Thunder are championship game bound.
A never say die mentality, down 2, and they only needed 1 inning of runs to really get this one in the books. It came late, but better late than never for the Thunder. And what a win it was. Grandview Christian in their first ever state tournament appearance going to get a chance at Wapsie Valley for a 2A title.
And what a heartbreaker on the other side.
Yes.
You look at Regina Catholic. They've led most of both games today. They come away 0-2 on this Wednesday, and now they'll get to watch the presentation of the bracket and watch the Thunder move on to a championship game.
A good learning moment, though, for this Regals team, a team that I'd expect to be back in the mix next year, too. As young as they are, it's a learning moment. Take something away from it. They battled hard throughout this tournament as well, and certainly no fault to their own. Sometimes it's good on good, and what a pitcher's duel it was. It's just, sometimes it doesn't go your way. Neibauer threw a great game, just got hit around a little bit there in the 6th.
Grandview Christian ends up with 5 hits on the day. None of them came in the first 5 innings. They all came in the 6th. And now they will present the bracket and the player of the game for Grandview Christian. And I haven't seen who they have selected yet, but Livy Vandersloos with a hit and a run today. Maya Murphy goes 1 for 3, a couple RBIs. Harper Rosado was huge, goes 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI, and she's the one that gets to put Grandview Christian on the bracket in the championship game. What a moment for her as a freshman. And she was huge earlier, hit a home run, one of their 3 in that first game just to force this second one. So congratulations to Grandview Christian. Final thoughts as we wrap up our CISN Girls Union Network coverage. Iowa PBS will take over Thursday and Friday. It's been such a fun week, and we got to watch some excitement here down the stretch between these two teams.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, watching that Grandview Christian squad celebrate that victory. What a moment. Ultimately, enormous applause goes out to the Girls Athletic Union for putting on this tournament in a 2 double elimination format. It made it so exciting, such an exhilarating game here that we got to witness. And props to Regina for a great game. Grandview Christian just comes out on top in what's an instant classic, in my opinion.
Wapsie Valley, Grandview Christian, the 1 and the 3 will meet up for a chance at a state title tomorrow. Wapsie Valley, after a 47-year drought from the state tournament, they go back-to-back. They've got a chance at a championship tomorrow. And for Grandview Christian, their first ever trip to the state tournament in softball, they've got a chance at a state championship tomorrow. The state tournament has been presented by the Iowa